Godzilla is now in New York City.
Monster 01 and 02, commence the attack.
Hello, listeners. I'm sad to. I'm sad to report that Dylan has lost his mind. He's been broken.
Yes.
But we're here. The final movie in the Showa era of Gamera.
Yeah.
Gamera, super monster.
Uh-huh.
In a super movie.
Can you even call this a movie?
Well, sort of.
Sort of.
Half of one.
It's feature length.
It is feature length. It is 40% original, give or take. I don't know.
30 probably more like.
The original Japanese title was Gamera. Or no, was Space Monster Gamera. So, not much different. But yeah, so this film was released 9 years after the prior entry. So it came out in 1980. Z-Grid came out in 1971. By this time, Daiei had been bought out and rebranded as New Daiei. There is only about 2 minutes of new footage of Gamera in this film, all a flying prop that they had built. Something that's really sad is the animated objects that you see in this film, which are an animated battleship and an animated train, are stock footage themselves from one of those anime space battleship Yamato movies and something called Galaxy Express 999, whatever that is. Actress Mak Fumiaki, who plays Kalara, was a professional wrestler at the time of this filming of this movie. And this is the last Gamera film to be directed by Noriaki Yuasa, written by Nissan Takahashi, and have a score by Shunsuke Kikuchi. So, it's truly the end of an era. Dylan's like, thank God we got through it.
I have survived.
You survived. I shouldn't be alive. Oh, man. But anyway, not much box office information available in this movie.
None.
It was released on March 20th of 1980. 80. Ultraman 80.
Oh my.
What is the theme song for 80? It's like something 80.
Here comes Ultraman 80.
80. Ultraman 80. Anyway, we're going to listen to a trailer. Then we're going to come back and we're going to send this Showa era off with a bang. So, see you in a bit.
From beyond the universe, an invader who plans to conquer the entire cosmos begins an attack on Earth. Mystifying and terrifying event, and from outer space, the age of the monster begins. The Earth is in danger. Who can save the Earth? Oh, Gamera! He will save us? Gamera, super monster fighting savagely for justice against evil. Mache Fumiaka, a spacewoman whose task is to defend the Earth, helped by the most powerful monster of all time. A space battleship and the Galaxy Express train never before seen in science fiction movies. See Super Monster, a space movie on a gigantic scale. Packed with stunning effects. Super Monster, the most riveting film in the history of motion pictures. Who will win, Gamera or the enemies of the Earth?
All right, we're back. This film is directed by Noriaki Iwasa for the last time. Written by Nissan Takahashi for the last time. Scored by Shunsuke Kikuchi for the last time. And starring Mak Fumiaki, Yaeko Kojima, Yoko Komatsu, Keiko Kudo, Koichi Maeda, and Toshi Takada. Yeah. What is the plot? I got this short and sweet. Basically just rewrote the plot summary off of Wikipedia.
This is the plot summary. There is no plot. After the evil alien Xanon arrives on Earth, 3 space women team up with a young boy named Kichi to stop him. Kichi has a special connection with Gamera, and in order to save Earth, Gamera battles all of his past foes. In a final act of heroism, Gamera sacrifices his life to destroy Xanon and save the children of Earth.
How sweet. How sweet.
And then the space women take Kichi on a flight.
Just like Lois Lane and Superman.
Yeah.
Just cheaper.
To show them how beautiful the world is.
But to start out, we get after the credits, we get a new theme song. The Gamer March is not to be heard in this movie. We have, he calls it a Gamer March. I think the official title is like Across the Milky Way or something. But we're going to hear this song a lot in this movie. But after that, we get another science lesson about how many galaxies there are in the universe and solar systems there are in the galaxy and blah blah blah, and how we're not the only race that wages war against each other. And then we see the
We see a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, Star Destroyer, and we even get the classic shot of the Star Destroyer coming over the camera. Mm-hmm. I mean, straight just...
How did we not get sued?
No shame. Maybe they considered it a parody, and so they couldn't get sued. It has light bulbs for engines. Oh, man. But then we go to Earth, and we meet our little hero, Kichi, who is quite the musical prodigy, I had to say. Like, he's going to piano lessons, but at one point in the movie, like, he's playing this theme song that he wrote for Gamera, and his mom walks in, and she's like, you're just messing around with those songs you wrote. I'm like, he's like 10 years old, and he literally wrote this Gamera song. Like, whatever you think of this song, like, in universe, he wrote this song from scratch. He's a freaking musical prodigy, lady. Like, what are you talking about? But no. Dylan's just staring off into space, like, he's trying to wipe it from his mind. But no, there's the wrestler lady. She owns a pet shop, and she has 2 friends, and they're space women.
Are they sisters or friends?
They're just space women. I don't know.
Space women.
They're space women.
They're colleagues.
They're colleagues.
Colleagues.
And they have an incredible hand motion. What was it? You gotta breathe.
No. You gotta start out crossed like this and an X.
Okay.
You gotta bring it down.
Bring it down.
Okay? And then you gotta lift it up like this in a circle, and then cross
Your
flat.
arms.
And then go boom, boom.
Now you gotta put your hands under your arms.
No. They do this like right here.
No, she like the
she
main
did.
chick. She puts her arms.
Well,
like,
the rest of them do this like right here.
She does.
I wondered if it was like her wrestling move that they just repurposed for this movie. Yeah. But no, so this evil Xanon, he sends down Giruge or Hiruge or whatever, the evil space woman. She kind of looks like what's the evil space Power Rangers lady that turns everything to gold?
Well, she doesn't specifically. Goldar does,
Goldar.
but
Whatever.
her name is Rita.
Rita.
Repulsa.
Rita Repulsa. It
Rita.
kind of looks like Rita Repulsa.
But
Yeah.
wearing a black outfit instead of green.
Black and gold, yeah, instead
Yeah.
of green. But the makeup job's kind of similar.
And the hairstyle.
And the hairstyle. And so, hijinks ensue. I don't know, like this little boy.
Trash.
He has a special connection with. He's like a huge fan of Gamera. Has all the Gamera
He
comics.
sleeps with like the Gamera books.
He sleeps with Gamera comic
Yeah.
books. He wrote Gamera a song. I mean, like a mega fan. Like
Kid likes Gamera.
puts me to shame. And the space women are like, "Oh no, we're gonna get destroyed. But if we team up with Gamera, the world will be saved."
Save
And
the
then
world.
this evil space lady like starts stalking this little boy, but nobody thinks it's weird. I guess
She even like
she walks him home, takes him to
takes
lunch.
him to lunch one time. I'm like, oh, this is nice.
At the end of the movie,
And then like teleports him to the beach, and he's just like, eh.
It's like, whatever. Typical Tuesday. And, Xanon releases all of his past vows so that we can have plenty of glorious stock footage. And, lots of fights.
And trash.
Stock
Yeah.
footage.
More
And,
trash.
yeah, and there is one of the new scenes. Gamera, like, walks by a poster of a
A Dojira.
Dojira movie.
Dojira.
And it falls down. I guess a shot at Godzilla, although this movie has no room to be taking shots at Godzilla, I have to say. Godzilla at his worst is still 10 times better than this.
So like raids again.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
I will say that I guess like the Godzilla equivalent of this movie would be that Godzilla's Revenge or All Monsters Attack or whatever you want to call it, where the kid was dreaming and there was lots of stock footage, but I think we can all agree that that movie was literally 10 times better than what this is. That movie had some art, some of Shiro Honda's like thought put into it. This movie is
Something.
something.
Is it a movie?
Is it a movie? It's
I don't know.
is it something? But no, and the evil space lady, she she turns good at one point because they have a fight, but the main good space woman decides not to kill her, so she's sleeps off her injuries in the same bed as Kichi, which I guess is not weird.
And then his mom walks in. And she's like totally cool with it. He's always wanted a sister.
I'm like, this
Yeah.
chick is old enough to be his mom, lady. Okay, so chill out.
A little weird.
And
And she sacrifices herself.
she sacrifices
Yeah.
herself. She gets shot with a laser beam, but
And then Gamera sacrifices himself.
were you moved at the least bit that Gamera sacrificed himself at the end of this movie?
No.
No, not at all. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, because we've been through this journey with Gamera, and he's gonna save himself, sacrifice himself at the end of the.
Did you not hear me laugh?
Yeah, I heard you laugh. I did think that the dramatic pause
That
after
was-
he collided with the spaceship was.
that got me.
And there was a lens flare that served as an explosion.
And then we go back to Earth, and this kid is just like bawling, and I'm like, it was just funny.
You heartless SOB. But now then he gets his Lois Lane fly around of the city. So
That's this movie.
wow.
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 I mean, it is quite something to behold. I mean, yeah, it's just kind of like you got to see it to believe it and how bad it is. But I don't know. I mean, I am mildly entertained by just the events unfolding on screen. The Star Destroyer ripoff. The fact that for no logical reason, we have the battleship Yamato and this space train. Like, there's stock footage taken from animes, but I mean, there's literally no reason for them to be in this movie. Like, there's no.
He just flies past him,
He just flies past like.
and then the train like randomly flies through for some reason.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess so kids can say, "Ooh, it's from that anime I like" or something. I don't know. Whatever. And then, yeah, sure. I mean, I have no words.
It's a film.
It is. Is it? But
It is a collection of moving images.
it's a collection of mostly recycled moving images.
There is.
Yeah, the acting is
Not good.
bad.
No.
I mean, I'm sure these poor people like never worked again.
Yeah.
It was just a sad, it was a sad time at Dai. It was a sad time for the Gamera franchise. But, this is what it needed. It killed it off so we could get the reboot.
Yeah.
Important.
Important.
You want to talk about creature design?
Sure.
Sure.
I mean, do we really have to?
I mean, Gamera is the only one that's got new footage, and he...
Looks the same.
It looks just...
Well, it looks
Same.
bad. That new flying prop just...
Oh,
it
it looks
bad.
trash. But I mean, Gamera is the same design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Didn't
then all
they-
the other creatures look exactly the same because they are.
Yeah, there's good
That
design.
pretty.
So we see Gaius first. He looks the same.
It's the same recycled
Who
footage.
do we see next?
Yeah, they were out of
we
order.
see Zigra next.
Zigra was next, then Varas,
Then
Giron.
then
Yeah.
Giron. Was it Jiger and Giron or Giron and I think it was Jiger, then Giron, then Barugan.
Then Barugan.
And at some point, Gamera got mind controlled, and we got recycled footage of when he was bad.
And then...
At least they had a reason for the first movie to be in black and white because they were viewing it through an old TV. So it's an improvement over some things. Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
What about these space woman outfits? What do you think about those?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
silver with a red cape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting.
Effects.
Oh.
And new effects.
This movie's effects are garbage.
They're bad.
They're pretty bad.
And utter shite.
I mean, all the blue screen effects are all really terrible.
Absolute garbage.
There's a scene
Nope,
that...
there's not.
Okay. You didn't even know what I was going to say.
The flying van scene was horrible.
Oh, God.
Oh my god! It turns into a video game. I've seen
bad
I've
video
seen
game.
Atari games with better graphics than this. Atari games.
Oh, man.
Pong is two lines that move up and down in a dot, and it looks better than this.
Simpler animation.
The ET game is better than this.
Okay, well, I was going to say, there is a scene where the girl, shrinks down, and it's
No.
somewhat passable.
No.
maybe?
No.
Okay. Where there was a scene where they built... They built an actual prop of Gamera's neck and the mind control device for her to stand on.
No.
It was
I mean,
I've seen worse.
The flying,
I've seen worse.
the flying scenes don't look much worse than Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
That's bad.
It was bad.
Have you seen Superman 4: The Quest for Peace?
I
It's bad.
have.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's very bad.
It's real bad.
So,
It's on par with this movie. Yeah.
They're
bad.
They're bad.
effects.
They're bad.
And then the effects for the stock footage, whatever we said about those, they're there.
They're
They're there.
Score is mostly the
Mostly
new...
this new
No,
Gamera March.
It's all this one.
It's,
Gamma
I mean,
March.
it's okay. It's not the Gamera.
It's not the Gamera March.
But it's okay. I mean, it's listenable.
It's here.
It's
I mean,
there.
if a 10-year-old actually wrote it, I'd be quite impressed.
He probably did write it.
They
couldn't
might
write-
have.
And then,
No, it was Shunsuke Kikuchi.
And then there's some other music and it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's whatever.
But again, Dylan or Andrew, do you want to close us out on some final thoughts on this film,
And then we can wrap up our thoughts on
The Showa era.
Showa era.
Well,
Well, this was an interesting film.
yes,
It was not a good interesting
No.
either. It was a bad interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
The effects were horrible.
Uh-huh.
Nothing was good. The score it gets a little tiring after a while of listening to it. First time you're like, well, could be worse.
By time number 774.
You're like, ooh,
We need something new.
we need something new. But monsters, they look the same.
Because it's the same footage recycled.
They're not the worst things ever.
They're monsters.
They're monsters. The new footage of Gamma looks horrible.
Yes.
Ooh.
Do you appreciate the Star Destroyer ripoff?
No.
No.
The engines are literally just light bulbs screwed into the back.
Like nightlights.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I'm gonna give this movie, an F.
Ooh.
Damn.
Gotta dig out the sound.
Gotta dig out the sound effect, Dylan. What do you think?
Hey.
Are you okay? Do I need to call a doctor?
Maybe. You know what? I'll tell you this. I won't give it an F.
Oh, well, that's nice of you.
That's nice.
It's not going to be much better. This movie is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
It is god-awful. There's
Yeah.
nothing very redeeming about how this movie's written. The stock footage is...
I'm pretty sure they just showed up to set and said, okay, this is what we're doing today.
It's cheap. The effects are awful.
I mean, you can tell from the opening credits. It's
The
cheap.
new footage of Gamera, what little there is,
Yeah.
looks horrible.
Yeah.
The score is tedious because it's the same thing over and over. What is happening in this movie? Nothing whatsoever. I don't even know. I will say, I'm mildly entertained by the complete ludicrous nature of this film. And for that alone, I will give it a D-.
A D-. It escaped the dreaded F. Yeah.
Just for the complete and total, just, excuse my language, bat nature of this film. I had no idea what was happening. And I was like, huh?
Why is
For
there?
the hand motion alone.
Why is there a train in space?
Why is there a train in space?
Don't ask. I just want to watch the anime to find out. Now, listen, I mean, I think it gives you a new appreciation for All Monsters Attack. If we were calling that, like, if there are the two comparable films, that movie is way better. Yeah, I'm not going to give it an F either because the complete wackiness of it, like the space women and the complete just no F's given rip-off of the Star Destroyer. No shame.
No shame.
Just the wackiness of it. The kid has all the sleeps with the comic books of Gamera. I mean, the new Gamera scenes are so bad, but they're like so bad they're funny. You know, the stock footage. At least we get to see the highlights of the Gamera franchise. I mean, there's that. The new Gamera song. I mean, it's all right. I mean, yeah, I wish that there was more to the score than just that, obviously. But you know, we're working on a really tight budget here. Okay.
But this movie had a budget?
I'm pretty sure they had a negative budget. People, the actors and the crew paid to have it made, okay, out of their own pockets. You know, it was just a cheap, quick buck that tried to make on some old footage. But
I hope it was worth it.
Yeah, I'll give it a D. A D. I'll be kind to it.
That's
I'll
very
be
kind.
to
It's
give it a
definitely
D.
no higher than a D-.
But let's reflect on the Showa era and maybe compare it to Godzilla's Showa era. Andrew, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I think Godzilla's Showa era was better than Gamera's Showa era.
I don't think there's going to be an argument to that effect.
Absolutely not. I think you put it the right way. Even at its worst in the show era, it's still better than this.
Yeah.
By a long shot. If I had to pick the worst movie in the Gamera franchise to date throughout the show era, it's hands down this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say, like, as a whole, though, how would you say the Showa era is compared?
It's all right. I think once it found its footing, it got a little more, and it got a little more goofy. It got a little more entertaining.
Yeah.
But overall, from a filmmaking standpoint, I'd still say the best film is the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one?
The first one.
Oh, I disagree. I think the best film in the... Are you talking about the Gamera films?
Mm-hmm.
I say the best film is Gamera vs. Gaios. Baragon and Gaios, probably Gaios would take the edge for me because I think they had fun fight sequences and the budget was pretty decent. But yeah, if you're looking at the two Showa eras as a whole, obviously Godzilla's average is way above Gamera's batting average. I mean, way. And like we said, at its worst, Godzilla's Showa era was still much better than
I mean, if you
Gamera's.
exclude that second movie, I mean, like, the original Godzilla and
Yeah.
then Mothra vs. Godzilla are, like, fantastic.
They're great movies. Yeah, I mean, the height of this show of Gamera never comes close to the
Not
even
close.
the like B area of Godzilla. I would say Showa era. So, I mean, they're different. I mean, obviously there was much more artwork, effort put into the better Godzilla movies. I think than Gamera ever got. Attention for.
Toho was a lot bigger company though. From
Toho
what
was.
it seems.
Well, I mean, Dai was a respect. I mean, early in Gamera's. I mean, they put out a lot of like respectable like samurai movies and kind of more artsy movies. But yeah, they didn't have the budget to throw at these special effects movies like Toho did, and
they didn't have the talent either.
and they didn't have the people that knew what they were doing like Toho did either. So yeah.
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 But we're moving on to greener pastures. Gamera's going to get a reboot. And I think Dylan's kind of skeptical after this, but believe me, huge quality improvement. Huge, like immeasurable.
I mean, it's like 15 years later.
Yeah, so
it took them like 15 years for them to say, you know what? Let's bring back Gamera.
but who cares about this crappy movie? We got a trailer to talk about. But let's talk about the poster first. So first we saw the poster. What'd you think about the poster?
I love the poster.
I actually think the poster's pretty cool.
We got Godzilla's spines out of the water,
In the
swimming
foreground.
toward Kong up on the
Like in Shanghai or something.
something. He's and
you have like, the color scheme like
the green or the
like
green,
the
the orange and the
turquoise.
turquoisey color.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Orange
it's
for
getting
Kong.
very neon. The colors
Yeah.
are becoming more neon.
Oh yeah, you see that? Oh, okay, so talking about the trailer.
Well, even on the poster, the colors are more neon than it has been in the
Yeah.
past. Like in the original, I mean, it was pretty standard poster, and the writing was red, and then we did,
Blue for
the bright blue color for King of the Monsters with some of the yellow and stuff like that. But and each monster had their own character poster that fit their color from the movie. But this one we're getting like neon more out there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this movie is going to be.
What did you think about the trailer?
Visually, I think from what I've seen from the trailer, I think visually the movie is going to be fun to look at.
I think it's gonna be really impressive.
And it's going to be highly entertaining when there's monster action on screen.
Yeah.
I have a really bad feeling that the human plot is going to be horrible again.
It looks like there's gonna be a lot of human characters.
There's going to be a lot.
yeah.
We're introducing like 3 or 4 new characters.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting like Alexander Skarsgård, who's mixing like there's this weird storyline I guess going on with them and this lady and this little girl.
This little girl that has a connection with Kong.
Yeah.
And then, but we're still keeping Millie Bobby Brown, who has a new friend who is the kid that played Russell in Deadpool 2.
Yeah. And her dad, Kyle Chandler.
And Kyle Chandler's back.
Yeah.
And then some other characters. I mean, there's
coming
going to be way too many people.
And if they can have,
As long as they're just there to kind of push the plot forward and not spending too much time being serious.
if they can be more fun than what they were in King of Monsters, that'll be a win. I mean, the movie's going to be crazy. I know that it's going to be ridiculous. I've accepted that as soon as King of the Monsters came out. But if it can just be fun, I can roll with it. Yeah, visually, like I said, that shot where like Kong is like reaching out his finger, they're like doing the ET thing with the little girl. I mean, that looks really cool. I mean, there's some great shots in this movie.
And I kind of like the neon colors. Like at the end, toward the end of the trailer, we see Godzilla and Kong fighting like in a city,
like in Shanghai
or something like that. And they got like the neon lights on the buildings. Looks really cool.
Yeah. The trailer seems very Kong-centric to me. I wonder if the movie's going to reflect that. Because, I talked about in the original movie, King Kong versus Godzilla. Yes, King Kong was top billed, but that movie I thought did a really good job of giving like a 50-50 split. And this one, Godzilla's top billed, but from the marketing, I feel like Kong's going to be kind of the hero. But I'm pretty sure they're going to team up to fight something else at the end.
There's no doubt.
And Godzilla's going to be at least at first, they've kind of made Godzilla out to be the bad guy,
They make it seem to be like, though, from like little things, like little lines here and there in the trailer, that he's being controlled maybe by someone or something.
Just upset by something the humans did, probably.
Maybe
they built like in the Millennium Mechagodzilla movies, they built a robot from the skeleton of his ancestors and it's pissing him off or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, there's that trailer. It's something.
This movie's gonna be
at one point,
ludicrous.
Kong literally has a giant battle axe. So take from that what you will.
Oh, by the way, the music in this movie is like, if you've ever seen like a trailer, if you've ever seen the trailers for like the Creed movies, it's like hip hop or rap music, whatever you want to call it. Like it's like a legitimate boxing movie. Like these two are about to like step into the ring and duke it out.
I mean, he is on top of a cargo ship and punches Godzilla right in the face, and then like body slams him off. So
Heck
yeah.
It's gonna be fun at least. I think the action will be fun at least.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
We're gonna find out
a little over 2 months. Right about 2 months.
Right about 2 months. 2 months from the day this podcast comes out, and so. One other little thing I want to talk about, Andrew and I finally broke out that Godzilla Tokyo Clash game, that strategy game from Funko.
It's pretty cool.
We played like a basic version of it. Somebody put a lot of thought into it, I'll give them that. We had to watch a YouTube video to figure out how to play it.
Aaron's not too good at reading directions.
I'm not great at reading directions. There's a book for the directions. Anytime they had to write a book for directions, I'm like, nope, I'm out. You know, for if you like strategy games like that, it's fine. You know, where you have like the cards and you got to play them against each other to fend off attacks or build your deck or whatever. You know, it's fine.
It's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's neat just to see like the cards and like all the designs and artwork they put into it and stuff. If nothing else, it's fine. We'll have to get Dylan to play it one time. Dylan's like, I don't know about that.
It's pretty cool.
I heard they play Godzilla-opoly.
Godzilla-opoly.
Or whatever the heck that Godzilla
It was
Monopoly
Monopoly Godzilla edition.
Godzilla-opoly.
Godzilla-opoly.
Godzilla.
Godzilla-opoly.
Godzilla.
But anyway, I think that's really all we had this week to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, finally getting to the 90s Gamer Trilogy. I know I've been talking it up. I'm super excited. But you know what else I'm excited about? Our other project.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
He's stuck on the seat.
We do have another project that Aaron and Andrew and I are doing right now called Movies Don't Create Psychos, where we are reviewing different horror franchises. Currently, we're
deep in the midst of a wrong turn.
3 films. All gonna work on the 4th film here in a couple days of the Wrong Turn franchise. Deep in the hillbilly cannibals.
But we can almost see the light at the end of the tunnel. Conjuring's coming up on the horizon.
Yep, and some other stuff.
We
got in the works. We're gonna have to take a look at the schedule and reevaluate some things.
Because they're reshuffling release dates again. Damn it.
So, if you want to check that out, it should be available on most major pod hosting services, I think, by now.
Yeah, that's
for sure. Spotify and like Pandora. Is it on Pandora yet?
I don't think it's on Pandora.
It's on Spotify. I know it's on Google. I think it's on Apple. I'm not sure.
I haven't got a confirmation email.
It's out there.
It's out there.
You can find it.
Spotify
Movies Don't Create Psychos.
Spotify is the way to go anyway, so you know, whatever. Spotify is not sponsoring this video, but if they want to. But as far as this podcast goes, you can contact us at stompthisway1954@gmail.com.
That is true. If you want to follow us on our social medias, we're up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Stomp This Way. So make sure you give us a like or follow. Be sure to tell your friends about us.
That's right. We also have a website, Andrew. Why don't you tell them about that website?
Well, that website is a website.
Yeah.
And it's at www.stompthisway.podbean.com.
That's
if you
right.
want to see anything.
No way.
What can they find over there?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I should probably know. I'm a webmaster.
Over there, we got our full schedule of events, tentative as always. On that same schedule, you can see grades for previous films, including the grade for this one. You can also find whatever news Aaron wants to keep us updated with, things of that nature.
That's right. And speaking of that schedule, we got Pacific Rim Uprising next week.
Yeah.
Followed by, we're starting off the Gamera trilogy. And then between those Gamera films, we're going to be watching another Ray Harryhausen classic. It Came From Beneath the Sea. We're going to be watching Gorath, which is an Ishiro Honda film I've never seen before. Very, very light maybe on the giant monsters, but there is one, at least for a few minutes, I've heard. We're also going to be watching, what else are we going to be watching? The X from Outer Space. And then this release date, as we were talking about earlier, for Godzilla vs. Kong, actually works out just fine because it's going to be kicking off, essentially, our Kong franchise.
Kind of like we did with Godzilla.
Yeah, it'll be the week after that movie comes out. We're going to start off with the 1933 classic King Kong.
Do we have a movie in between Godzilla vs. Kong and the 33 King Kong?
Nope.
So you're going to get 2 Kongs in a row.
2 Kong movies in a row. And then I've got a bunch of giant ape movies positioned,
including like Mighty Joe Young and stuff like that.
Mighty Joe Young, some really cheap movie called Ape.
Ape.
So yeah, lots of giant ape movies in between the Kong movies. So got that to look forward to.
We're here.
Yeah.
We'll be here. But other than that, I think that's all we got for you this week. As always, thank you for listening. I'm Aaron.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Dylan. And we'll catch you in the next one.